The bright lights of the stage burned into the eyes of the young woman standing there. Her hands trembled slightly as she gripped the microphone. The murmuring crowd, the camera lenses pointing at her, and the four judges sitting behind the long table, all seemed to blur together. "Take your time," one of the judges said softly, noticing her shaking. Her name was Lily Morgan, a 22-year-old girl from a small town who had traveled across the country to stand on that stage. Her hair was tied up in a loose ponytail, her eyes swollen from sleepless nights, and the edges of her voice cracked as she tried to introduce herself. "My name is Lily," she began, her voice quivering. I'm here to sing a song I wrote for my mom." The audience went quiet. One of the judges leaned forward. "Is your mom here with you today?" Lily smiled weakly. "No, she isn't. She passed away 3 months ago." The silence that followed was heavy. A few people in the crowd lowered their heads. "She was the reason I started singing," Lily continued. "She used to tell me, if you have a voice, use it to heal hearts, not to hide yours." She took a deep breath, looked up toward the ceiling as if her mother were somewhere beyond it, and whispered, "This one's for you, Mom." The soft piano began to play. Her voice, delicate, trembling, but filled with emotion, carried through the hall. "Greater than, you held me when the world felt cold. You taught me love that can't be sold. Now I sing where you can't see. But I know you're still proud of me." As the song went on, her tears began to flow. Her voice cracked in the middle of a high note, but she didn't stop. The audience sat frozen, many of them crying silently. Even the judges looked down, their eyes wet. When she finished, she stood in silence for a moment, microphone still in her hand, breathing shakily. Then the entire hall erupted in applause. One of the judges wiped his tears. "Lily," he said, "I've heard thousands of singers stand on this stage. But I've never heard a voice that carried so much love and pain at the same time." Another judge added, "Your mother would be so proud right now." Lily covered her face and began to cry. The host walked onto the stage, gently placing an arm around her shoulder. The crowd gave her a standing ovation that lasted several minutes. That night, the clip of her performance went viral. Millions watched as Lily sang, the last song for Mom. But what the world didn't know was the story behind that song. 3 years earlier, Lily was just a small-town girl working double shifts at a diner to pay for college. Her mother, Sarah Morgan, was her whole world, funny, supportive, and the kind of mom who left notes in Lily's lunchbox even when she was 20. "Don't forget you're amazing," one note said. "And please eat something green today." They didn't have much, just a small rented apartment and an old second-hand piano that Sarah had saved for months to buy. Every night after work, Lily would play a few chords while her mom hummed along, laughing when she hit the wrong notes. Those nights were the heart of their home. Then one winter morning, everything changed. Sarah fainted while cooking breakfast. The diagnosis came fast and cruel. Stage 4 lung cancer, though she'd never smoked a day in her life. "Mom, you're going to beat this," she said through tears in the hospital. Sarah smiled faintly. "Maybe. But even if I don't, I want you to keep singing. Promise me." "I can't sing without you," Lily whispered. Her mom squeezed her hand. "Then sing for me." For the next 8 months, Lily became her mother's nurse, best friend, and comfort. She sold her piano to pay for medicine. She sang to her mom every night, soft lullabies, favorite old songs, even silly made-up tunes that made Sarah laugh through the pain. On the last night of her life, Sarah whispered, "Promise me one thing. When I'm gone, don't stop. Go where your heart leads you." Lily nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I love you, Mom. I love you more." Those were her last words. After the funeral, Lily stopped singing. She couldn't bear to touch music, it felt like trying to breathe underwater. Every song reminded her of the one person she couldn't sing to anymore. Her friends tried to help, but nothing reached her. She worked long hours just to avoid the silence at home. One night, she walked by a small bar downtown. Through the window, she saw a man singing on stage with a guitar. His voice was rough, not perfect, but there was emotion in every note. For the first time in months, she felt something stir inside. She went home that night, sat by the window, and whispered, "Mom, I miss you." And then, almost without thinking, she started to write. "Greater than, if heaven has a window. I hope you see me now. I'm learning how to live again. I'm keeping my old vow." That became the beginning of the last song for Mom. Months later, she saw a flyer online. National Talent Show auditions, your voice could change your life. Her first thought was Mom would have pushed me to do it. Her second thought was I'm not ready. But then she saw her mom's handwriting on the sticky note still stuck to the mirror. If you have a voice, use it to heal hearts. That night, she recorded a simple demo, just her voice and guitar. She almost didn't send it. But she did. A month later, she received an email. Greater than, congratulations. You've been selected for a live audition. She froze, staring at the screen. Then she looked up at the sky and whispered, Mom, I guess we're doing this. The morning of the audition, she woke up early, wearing her mom's silver bracelet, the one she'd never taken off since the funeral. Backstage, she saw dozens of contestants, some laughing, some rehearsing scales, some lost in nerves. She sat quietly, holding a photo of her mom in her lap. A production assistant called, contestant number 47, Lily Morgan, you're next. As she stepped onto the stage, the lights hit her face. She felt her throat tighten. And then she remembered her mom's words, sing for me. Every lyric, every tremble in her voice carried years of love and pain. And when the judges stood to clap, she didn't feel proud, she felt peace. Lily didn't just make it past auditions, she made it to the live finals. Her performance became one of the most viewed videos of the season. People from around the world sent messages saying her song helped them heal from their own losses. A father who lost his daughter wrote, your song reminded me that love never dies. A soldier wrote, I played this for my mom in heaven. Lily read every message, crying and smiling through them. She realized her mom's wish had come true, her voice was healing hearts. During the finals, she performed a new version of her song with a full orchestra. At the bridge, she looked up toward the ceiling and sang. Greater than, I'll keep your love in every note I play. You're in my heart, you're not far away. This is the song you taught me to sing. A goodbye that keeps echoing. The audience was silent until the last note faded. Then came a roar of applause that shook the room. One judge said through tears, you've just reminded us why music exists. Lily didn't win the show. But something much bigger happened. A week later, she was invited to perform at a charity concert for cancer awareness. She sang the same song, and this time, the hall was filled with families, survivors, and loved ones holding candles. Before singing, she said softly, Greater than, this song began as a goodbye to my mom. But tonight, it's a message for anyone who's ever lost someone. Love doesn't end, it just changes form. As she sang, people held up photos of their lost ones. The glow of candles flickered across the faces of hundreds of people crying, hugging, healing. In the back of the hall, a little girl whispered to her father, Daddy, maybe Mommy can hear this in heaven. Lily saw them and smiled through her tears. After the performance, she went backstage and sat alone for a moment. She felt warmth around her, as if someone unseen was there. Did I make you proud, Mom? She whispered. A soft breeze brushed her cheek. She smiled. I'll take that as a yes. Lily released her first album, Songs for the Stars, dedicated to her mom. The cover showed her sitting under a night sky, her mother's silver bracelet glowing faintly on her wrist. The album was filled with songs about love, loss, and hope. It didn't just top charts, it changed lives. At every concert, she left one spotlight shining empty on stage. That's for my mom, she'd say. And every time she sang the last song for Mom, she still cried, but now, they were tears of gratitude. Because her pain had turned into purpose. Because her mother's voice still lived through hers. And because the world had finally heard their story. Years later, during a television interview, the host asked, if your mom could see you now, what would you say to her? Lily smiled gently, eyes glistening. I'd say, we did it. You gave me the gift of love and music, and I'm sharing it like you asked. I'm not afraid to sing anymore. She paused, looking into the camera. And Mom, this song will always be yours. She lifted the microphone and began to sing softly. Greater than, you're the echo in my melody. The light that set my spirit free. Though you're gone, you're not apart. You live inside my beating heart.